Howdy folks, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing another episode of World in Flames Collector's Edition, Days of Decision 3, Combined Game Playthrough number 2. The last video I put, I think I put in the notes that I had problems with the video at the very end. Basically my camera died, the battery died on it. And I kind of tried to rush it through as best I could. I ended up reading from the wrong notes, and it got all messed up. Anyways, so what I want to do right now is I'm going to basically give you the May-June 1940 production and spending for the various major powers. So Germany produced 31, started with 29, they spent 31. Japan produced 16, started with 4, and they spent 5. Italy produced 10, they started with 1, they spent 2. The Soviets produced 15, started with 14, and spent 13. The Commonwealth produced 17, started with 14, and spent 15. The Americans produced 18, started with 11, and spent 13. The Chinese produced a total of 5. There's a Lend-Lease and a Cadre build points in there for that. And they ended up starting with 3, and they spent 3. And the Free French produced 1 and started with 0 and spent nothing. No, I think actually, now that I look at it, I think they did spend 2. So the Free French ended up spending 2. So, I wanted to get that straightened out, and at this point, I think what we will do, I think we will go straight to starting money for the major powers. Okay, starting money, we have Germany at -2, Japan at -1, Italy at -1. The Soviets are at 2. The Commonwealth is at -1, the USA is at -2, China is at 0, and the Free French are at 0. The Free French are at 0. I went back and I looked through the production, and yeah, the Free French didn't actually spend any money. So they will be starting with 0 instead of -2. Okay, so I took a look at what the major powers might want to bid for this turn. And I come up with, I think 6. Yes, 6 major powers bidding this turn. We have the US bidding 1, we have Japan bidding 1, we have Italy bidding 1, we have Germany bidding 1, but going for 2 options. That's dicey. We have the Commonwealth bidding 1, and we have the Soviets bidding 1. The Soviets are bidding 1 to pay for their DoDIII to go in and occupy Eastern Poland. All right, let's go over and take a look at the initiative track and see how this pans out. So we have the United States is bidding 1. They're going to get +4 for their first place position from last turn, so that's going to put them in first, a total of 5. We have Japan bidding 1. They got 3. A +3 from their third place position from last turn for a total of 4. That's going to give them second. We have the Italians bidding 1. They're going to get +2 from their fifth place position from last turn. That's going to give them 3. Now we have Germany bidding 1, getting a +3 for 4, divided by 2 is 2. The Commonwealth bidding 1, getting a +1 for their 7th place position for 2, and the Soviets bidding 1, getting a +1 for their 6th place position for 2. So we have a 3-way tie, and the tie will be broken by political effectiveness, and here we see that Germany's political effectiveness is 8, so they will break that tie for 4th. The Commonwealth and the Soviets are in the 4th spot, the Commonwealth is in the 6th, so the Commonwealth will break that tie, getting 5th. Soviets will get 6th. The last card goes on the US, and the last card goes on the Soviets. The French have a +2. That'll give them 7th, the Free French. And the Chinese will be 8th as usual. Okay, so now that we've got that straightened out, let's go take a look and see what the United States of America wants to do for a political option. Okay, the Americans are going to propose a level 2 treaty with the Commonwealth. So nothing really happens until we get to the Commonwealth's political options, where they will accept the treaty, I assume. Then I will go out and pay the money for the U.S. and put out the minor effects as well as the U.S. entry, which will be a +3. And so we don't actually roll to end the political phase either, because there's a +1 for more than 4 major powers at war. And it takes a 1 on the die to actually end the political phase, so there's no chance of ending the political phase. Okay, 5, which is a 6, and yeah, okay. Alright, so that's it for America for now. We'll put that on the back burner. Next up is Japan, and Japan is going to do minor joins in. This option is going to allow Japan to align Siam. They're going to align Siam with us. The prerequisites, they are at war with a major power, and Siam is stacked with Japan, and we're not ineligible to control it. It is not hostile to us. It is not allied to a major power, and the minor is not in civil war. Okay, so I'll pay the money. We'll apply the treaty chart, and I'll come back with Japan activating a minor in a few seconds. Okay, I put out the U.S. entry and the minor effects, which surprisingly for Siam is nothing. Now Japan gets to activate a minor. I think they're going to activate Chile. So grab the markers and we'll head over to the status display. See how this pans out. We have a minor and a 1 American. We have a 2 Japanese. A 1 Chinese, a 1 Commonwealth, a 3 German, and a -2 French. Well, okay, let's put these down here. There we go. Oops, where did the French go? All right, so let's start with the -2 French. That's not going to do anything because it's going to drive it away from the French, which is going to drive it here. So it's going to cost 2 for the hex and 1 to cross a boundary. So that's a total of 3 points. So the -2 is not going to do anything. The 1 Commonwealth, the 1 Chinese, and the 1 American also do not do anything. Now we got 3 German and 2 Japanese. So I think we'll do the German first. No. We'll do the Japanese first. So the Japanese, we're going to activate the Japanese. This is where the order of these sometimes makes a big difference. Like if I activated the German first, it would draw Chile either into this hex or this hex, and the Japanese would probably choose here, and it would cost 3 points. Then the Japanese have 2 points left. It costs 2 points a hex, -1 moving towards a major power that can control you within your ideology. So that would be 1. However, it would cost 2 more to enter this hex. And since they only have 2, it wouldn't be enough. Now, if we do the Japanese first, it's going to cost 2 for the hex, -1 moving towards a major power in your ideology. Yep, -1 moving towards you in your ideology. All right, so that's going to cost 1. And then this hex also is going to cost 1. So that's going to be a total of 2. Now we activate the German. This hex costs 2 points, +1 from the boundary. However, there's a -1 for moving into this hex because they're moving towards a major power that can control the minor. However, we're leaving a hex occupied by a major power that can control the minor. That's going to add a +1. So it's going to be 2, 3, 2, and then back up to 3, and then we're crossing a boundary, which is 4. Make sure I get this correct. It's 2, 3. 2, 3. Leaving a hex is 4. But actually it's 3. Yeah, it's not going to make any difference. It's still going to cost 3 to go there. Yep, it didn't make any difference anyways. So yeah, even though it's a total of 4 points to get to this hex, since Chile can be controlled by Germany, it's -1 moving towards Germany within their own ideology. So yeah, it does only cost 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I had to look at that twice, make sure it was right. Alright, so the last thing Japan will do is roll a die to see if she ends the political phase. There's been one previous option played. So this will be a die roll of 1. 3 does not cut it. So the political phase will continue. And we will move on to the Italians. Okay, Italy will be offering a level 1 treaty with Germany. The same as with the US, we do nothing until the Germans get a chance to either accept or deny the proposal. I would imagine they will accept it. The only thing we do is we roll to see if the Italians end the political phase. And now there has been 2 previous political options played. Yeah, okay. Hey, come back here, die. A 4 will not do it because it's +2 -1. So that's a total of, they needed a 2. So now we will move on to Germany. Germany is playing 2 political options. In the first option, that's obviously going to be agree to a proposal. That's their OF right there. They will do that, and then we will come back. I will come back. I will do the Italian option right here. I will go put the minor effects out and pay the money. And the US entry is going to be a +1 for Italy. And then I'll come back and the Italians will get to activate a minor. Okay, Italy now gets to activate a minor, and I think they're going to activate Portugal. So I will grab the markers and we will head on over. Because, you know, the fascists definitely don't want the Democrats getting unnecessary allies. They already have enough strength as it is from the fascist perspective. Now let's see what we got here. We got an Italian. Let's put them up here. We got an Italian 3. We got a French -1. We got a Soviet +2. We got a German +1. We have a Japanese -2. And we have an American +2. Okay, so the base cost for Portugal to get into either of these 2 hexes is going to be 3. Now, Portugal does have an alliance with the Commonwealth, but as long as Portugal is outside of the Democrat ideology, it's not modified. Oh, the only modifier for the alliance is moving away from an allied major power. So it's going to cost an extra point for each hex moving away from an allied major power. So, let's see what we're going to do here. I think we can get rid of the -1 French. That's not going to do anything. I think we can get rid of the 1 German. That's not going to do anything. So that leaves us with 3, 2 2s, a -2, and a +3. So I think I'm going to activate the American +2. Now it's going to cost 2 for the hex and 1 to go across the boundary. So that's 3. That's not enough. And I think then we will activate the Japanese -2. Now that's going to push Portugal into this hex. And again, it's going to cost 2 for the hex and 1 for the boundary. That's 3. That's not going to be enough. The Italian, however, we have 3 points with the Italian. Now, it is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It is 2 points for this hex and an additional point for moving away from an allied major power, which is the Commonwealth. So it's going to cost 3 points for this hex. However, that is exactly what the Italians have. And then the two points from the Soviets, it's going to move it towards the Soviet Union. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So it will get there. And that expends that. And now all we have to do is roll to see if the Italians will end the political phase on the Germans. So there has been 3 previous political options played. So let's see what we get for a roll here. We're still on we are about to do the second option for the Germans if we get a good roll. And there's been 3 previous political options played, which is a +3 to the die, -1 to the die for more than 4 major powers, and I think the political phase has just ended. So Germany will not get her second political option. The Commonwealth will not get to accept the level 2 treaty from the US. And the Soviets will not get to pay for their, well, they're going to do it anyways. They'll just do it reactively. They've not got to play that option to occupy Eastern Poland. So, that was great. Okay, let me write that down in my notes, and I'll be right back with the initiative roll. Okay, here we are at the initiative roll. Let's grab the dice. And remember, we got white fascists, blue Democrats, and the red are the communists. The communists. All right, let's see what we get. Yeah, let's roll it over here instead they go flying off the table. All right, so we got the fascists rolled 9. Let's see, the Democrats rolled a 6. And the communists rolled a 6. However, the political initiative modifiers, we have the fascists at +2, the communists at +1, and the Democrats at -1. Now, the communists could ask for a reroll, but I'm thinking it probably doesn't matter too much at this point. The weather's probably going to be good. July, August is usually good weather everywhere. No, they're not going to ask for a reroll. Yeah, they're not going to ask for a reroll. So, the fascists have decided they're going to go first. The Democrats and the communists, let's see. We got to go take a look at China. I think they're okay. The Democrats will go second, and the communists will go last. They're good with that. Now let's do the weather roll. See what we get for weather. And the weather roll is a 1. Now I got to go look at that. Okay, a 1 is fair weather everywhere. So it's fair weather everywhere. The impulse marker moves up 1 per impulse. And there's no modifier to the weather roll for next turn. Okay, let's go take a look at reinforcements. I do believe we have several reinforcements coming in this turn. Ooh, I see a Chinese fighter there. Well, we do indeed have a Chinese fighter. It's not a bad one. It's the P-36. Probably the Flying Tigers. It's actually got a pretty good range on it too, a 6. So the Chinese are going to put that on the board. Alright, let's see what else we got. We got a whole bunch of militia here. We got, we got some territorials. We got the South African territorial. We have a Rangoon militia. What is this? Auckland militia. That's got to go in Australia. We have a German militia. It's in Leipzig. Those are all going on map. We have a territorial for the Americans, for the Philippines. We have a couple Japanese militia units. The Sapporo, which is not so good, and the Fukuyama, which is kind of okay. Those will be on the map. We have a tactical bomber for Japan. That's probably going on the map, because their tactical bombers that they have right now kind of bite. Okay, and we have a garrison unit for Manchukuo. And we got a whole bunch of infantry here. Oh no, we got the anti-aircraft unit for the Commonwealth. We have a night fighter for the Commonwealth. They will probably put that on the board. They'll expend their pilot. We have a couple of infantry armies for the Soviets. Those are not bad. Oh, we have some nationalist Chinese units. A Cav Corps and a Cav Division. We have 1, 2, 3 pilots in total here. Japan, Germany, and the Soviet Union. I will add those. Germany, Japan, and where is the Soviets? The Soviets now have 4 pilots. Probably ought to start building some planes. We got a couple of subs going in a construction pool for Germany. More subs the better. Got a couple of oh, we got a transport for the Italians. That's going on map. We have a sub going on map for the Germans. We have a decent bomber. What is this? That's a Ju-88A4 bomber for the Germans. That's a pretty good bomber. They will obviously put that on the map. We'll expend the pilot. I think we have a factory for Japan, and we do. Got 2 transports for the Commonwealth, and we have a amphibious unit for the Italians. We have a combat air group for the Americans. I don't know. They will probably be putting that on the map because they really don't have anything to speak of on their carriers right now, and it's better than nothing. Okay, what else do we got? We got some ships here. We got the Bremen going in the construction pool. All these ships are going in the construction pool. Yes, they are. So we got 2 American cruisers and an Italian cruiser, all going in the construction pool. Also going in the construction pool is the carrier Tsukaki, Japanese carrier. We have the battleship Washington for the Americans going in the construction pool. We have the battleship Großdeutschland going in the construction pool for the Germans. And we have a synthetic oil plant going on map for the Japanese. Also, we have a motorized SS unit going on map for the Germans. So I'm going to get all this stuff on the map. There's actually quite a bit of it. And then we'll come back with the first set of impulses. Okay, impulse number 1, we're going to start in Europe, and the Italians are going to DOW the Commonwealth. Germany will also be DOWing the Yugoslavians. Now, I've already recorded the U.S. entry, put out the minor effects, all that stuff, and paid for it. So the Italians would be doing a land action, and the Germans will be doing a land action as well. And that's going to cost, for the Germans, it's cost 1 oil. For the Italians, it costs 4/10 of an oil. So we'll do that right now. Actually, the Italians will pay as they go, I believe. Yeah, I think they're going to pay as they go. Okay. So the Italians are going to have a ground strike right here. I'll do this theater first, and then I'll move up and do Yugoslavia. So I'm not bouncing back and forth constantly. So let's see. We got to get one ground strike. Let's see. Let me get the dice. All right. Okay, let's the other die right here. All right. So we got 2, but it's going to be 2 dice because it's a surprise round. And so we got 1 unit there. It's a 7-3, I believe. Yes. Okay. So here we go. And neither of them hit. So it's 2 gigantic misses. So then the Italians have land movement. That guy will flip over. I think they're going to go, these 2 are going to go here. Wait a minute. Maybe I got, oh, I do have 1. 2, 3. Okay, so that's going to be 1/10 of an oil for the Italians to pay. 2. He's going to move there. And we will use HQ support from Baglado, whatever his name is. So we got a total of 8, 10, 13, 18, 25 to 7. Looks like a 3-to-1 on the Blitzkrieg table, +1. Let me run and get my chart. Okay, we're back. We got us a 3-to-1 on the Blitzkrieg table because the Italians actually have some armor. Amazingly, I think they have armor. I didn't even check. That's an HQ. Maybe they don't have. Oh, yes, they do. They have a mechanized unit and a motorized unit, so that's enough to count as armor. 3-to-1, +1. This could go badly. Let's see what happens. Well, it didn't go badly that time. 7 is an 8. It's gonna. Oh, it's not that. It's the Blitzkrieg. 7 is an 8. Is cross B. So the unit is blitzed. Half the Italian units are going to end up face down. So this guy's gone. He comes back next turn. So the armor, the HQ can count. We don't want these 2 face down. We're going to occupy the hex with them 3. That's 1, 2, and I guess it'll have to be that one, 3. There's the 3 face down units. Now let's bump over to Germany and Yugoslavia. Alright, so the Yugoslavians have 2 reserve units they can call out. They have some 1940 stuff that will arrive next turn if they survive. So let's see what we're gonna do here. The Germans took a land. Now they also have Romanians on the other side facing the Yugoslavs. And in this particular case, the Germans cannot move through Hungary because they are, actually they have a level 1 treaty with, they can move through Hungary. No, Hungary's not aligned, so they can't move through Hungary. So it's all going to be just moving. That's going to cost 3 to go there. And it's going to cost 3 to go there. Have any armor? Yes, we do. It's not going to matter. 1, 2. Alright. Looks good. We'll move there. I'm not going to do any ground strikes. I'm going to save it. Actually, this can go here. And we're going to have 1 attack. Well, actually, let's go over and check out what the Romanians can do. What do we got here? We got 3 points. They can go there. He can go here. I think that's about it. So we got 3, 7, 10, 17 to 3. So we'll throw in some ground support. That'll be 19 to 3, which is a 6 to 1. Unfortunately, that's going to be on the assault table because I don't have any armor for the Romanians. over here it's going to be probably at least 10 to 1. We got 10, 16, 30. That's 10 to 1. Okay, so that's going to be an auto kill. We don't even have to roll the die for that. The other one, however, is 6 to 1. And Germans will occupy this hex. 6 to 1, and the assault table is actually a 5 to 1. We'll roll a die. Let's see if we can roll a die without scattering a whole pile of counters. Alright, that's a 10. That is, the Romanians come through. It's a star 2S. So 2 units are dead. The remain are shattered. But unfortunately, there's only 2 units there for the Romanians. He flies back and flips over. Thank you very much. These 2 guys are gone. The Romanians succeed. They will occupy the hex with these 2 units. And they're very happy. Actually, he should have went there, but oh well. Okay, so that, I think we got some railing to do with a few units. And Runestadt will just march his way down, I guess. We got some rebasing to do with the Germans, air rebasing, and I think the Japanese, the only thing, they're not going to actually be launching an attack this impulse, but they're going to be moving a bunch of units around. So they'll take a land impulse, they'll take a combined impulse because they got to ship units from Japan, but they won't actually, they'll pay oil as they need it. Alright, I'll get that done and we'll come back and take a look at what the Commonwealth wants to do for their first impulse. Okay, the Commonwealth did a naval, the Chinese did a land, and the US did a combined. And yeah, forgot to move that. That should be over here. Oops. Alright. Okay, good. And the Soviets are not their turn yet. So we have a search roll right here. The Commonwealth is looking to destroy the Italian tanker. And not with the die rolls like that. I mean, a 10, really, you're not even going to find yourself. So much for that action. The Japanese, okay, I already told you the Japanese were just moving a few units around. There's no actual attacks going on. Okay, and we're done with the democracies. Now we're going to move to the Soviets. And the Soviets are doing their DoW on Poland. So there's a lot of DOWs this turn. Italy and Germany and the Soviets all DOW'd on stuff. They're going to take a combined, which gives them 5 land moves. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. That's good there. Oh, I don't want to move that. So that's the end of Poland. The Baltic states were conquered. That should be up there. This should be here. Like that. The Baltic states were conquered earlier. So that wraps it up for the Soviets. The Communists, I don't think they have anything they wanted to move in China. I think they are looking pretty good. And they are indeed looking pretty good. So they are okay with what they got right there right now. And we will move on to the next Fascist Impulse, where we will roll for weather. Let's get that weather roll right now. And the weather roll is a 5. And what does 5 give us? 5 gives us storm and north monsoon, fair everywhere else. So I will mark that, and we'll come back with the Fascist Impulse. So the Italians move their navy out here. Okay, there's a couple of land units under there. They're not searching for anything, so they're just good right there. And the Germans just basically advanced. There will be no attacks this turn. So let's head over to Asia and see what's going to happen over here. And I think I got to take a look and see what the Japanese have for options. Now it's storm in this area down here, so probably pretty much nothing down there. Well, let me take a look. I'll be back in a second. It looks like Japan might be trying for an attack on the communists in this hex right here. It's 22-9, which is a 2-1, but Japan's going to try to use their air power and do a ground strike. So we got 3 units here. I'll spread them out. So we'll go, there we go. So we'll go left to right. Grab my dice. Alright, so the red will be the 2 and the green will be the 1. We'll start with the 1-4. Nothing. And the 4-1. That actually is a flip. The red is the 2. And the 4-2. And that is a nothing. So we got 1 unit flipped over. And these guys got to fly back someplace. Go to Nanking, and he can go to whatever that is. So, 2-1, we're going to use HQ benefits. This attack could go really bad. We got a +1 for the flipped over unit. Now we got a +2 with HQ benefits. Now, the communists have to decide if they're going to use Mao to offset the Japanese HQ. And I think they're going to. I think they would prefer to stop the Japanese in their tracks right here. This is going to be on the assault table. 2-1. Let's see what we get. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Check this out. 2-1 and the Japanese roll a 10. Can't beat that. Can't beat that at all. What is a 10? A 10 is 2-1 with a +1 is an 11 is cross 2S. So 2 units destroyed, 1 shattered, and half the Japanese units remain face up. So that's a 2. That comes back. I think this one is the one that's going to be shattered. These 2 can get actually rebuilt. Alright. That was an awesome result as far as the Japs are concerned. Alright, I put that on the production spiral. Chengdu falls. Half the units get to remain face up. Yeah, let's see. We'll flip him over. So we got 2 face down units here. It's 10, 16, 16 to 11. It's 1-1. My +2. Would they do it? And it's not even 1-1 because there's rivers. Yeah, okay. We're safe. Turn that one face down. And the Japanese will consider that a pretty good turn. Pretty good turn. They've had some really rotten turns. And this one, they actually managed to have a pretty good turn. Okay. Germany's done. So we're going to move on to the Democrats. Alright, we'll stay right here in China. Now this is a problem. Actually, those are the communists. We don't move them yet. Kunming. Let's move this. No, I can't move that up. See, this is bad. We'll move this here. Yeah, I think that's probably best. Yeah, that's probably... actually, no, it's not going to flip over. Because it's 2, which would be 4 movement points for the foot unit. Okay, that's good, that's good. Okay, they're good. The Commonwealth will be taking a land action because they need to fix this a little bit. First thing they're going to do is they're going to flip this guy. They don't really want to do that because they'll probably get pummeled by the Italian Navy. Is it worth it to sortie over? The Med Fleet. One, two. Yeah, we're going to bring the Med... actually, that would require a naval. No, I can have a combined. We're doing a combined with the Commonwealth. So that's their naval move. And let's see. Combined for the Commonwealth is going to be 8/10 of an oil. Alright. Burn that oil. And I don't remember how many land moves I get for a combined. CW gets land moves. It's 3. Okay. That'll have to do, I guess. Gets 3. Now let's pull 1, 2, 4. All right, that will work. That will work. That will work okay. That'll work okay. All right. All right. Looks good. That's it for the Democrats. Go to the communists. The Chinese communists can have all the moves. I don't know what they're going to do. Let's go take a look at it. Let's go see what we got to see over here and see what the communists might want to do. I think they might want to move this 3-3 up to here. The 7-3 is pretty solid right there, so we're just going to leave him there. We definitely don't want to lose Mao. That would be really, really bad. And I think, it's too late now. Do it next impulse. Alright, so that's it for the Democrats. That's it for the communists. Back to the fascists. Roll some weather. And 8. I think that's pretty decent weather. Same as last turn. So, alright, I'll go check out, see what I'm going to do over here. And I'll be back in a second. That was Germany's move for the turn. They don't actually have any land combat. The Japanese did 1 land move, and I think that's about it. I'll move over to the Democrats. Let's see, the Commonwealth. I think this turn they're going to pick a land action. And I think that's it for them. They did a few land moves down here in Egypt. That's what the situation looks like at the front right now. Considering backing up that 5-3, I think they will. I think that's probably a prudent move. I think we'll back that 5-3 up. That leaves 6 points there, 5 points there. That's pretty good. The Italians will have a hard time mustering enough to do anything about that. Okay, so the interesting thing is that this becomes, let's see if I can see it without the glare from the stupid lights. This right here is non-passable. So this suddenly becomes 2 hexes wide, and that's it. All right, I'm gonna go take a look at what the Chinese might want to do. I don't think it's much. The communists are kind of good where they are, and probably come back with the next fascist impulse. I don't think the Commonwealth wants to do anything. No, we'll come back with the next fascist impulse. Okay, down here in Africa, the Italians have a 3-1 right here. Oh, the weather roll was a 4, which changed the storm and north monsoon to rain. They have a 3-1 here. It'll be on the Blitzkrieg table. They will use Balboa for HQ effects, which means the British have to decide if they're going to flip Gort. I think they have to. Alright, so that's 3-1 on the Blitzkrieg table. And we're going to roll a die. We'll roll it into Black Sea. Alright. Oh, that's a bad roll. 3-1 or the 3. The Italians lose 1 unit and everything is flipped over. So that's the end of that. Oops. The other roll is a 2. A 2. It's still rain in North Monsoon. Just can't get away from that. All right, let's go over here to pour out. The Italians are going to choose a combined, and they're actually going to try to do a naval action. Actually, they might do a naval. Yeah, we're going to do a naval. That goes in the 4. That goes in the 3. Goes in the 4. 3. All right. So we got a naval down here for the Italians with subs. We're going to roll to see what happens. A 7 and an 8. Nope. Couldn't find anything, could you? All right. Over in Yugo. I'm going to move the Germans, and I'll be right back with any combat. Okay, so the Germans overwhelmed the Yugoslavians with a single 7-1 attack plus 2. That was the end of them. The roll was a 9, which I just showed. That's the end of that. Let's see if the turn ends. The Japanese are not doing anything. Oh, I rolled another 9. I do have to put the Hungarians on the board though for Italy aligning Hungary. I get rid of the markers. And we will move on to the... Actually, I'm just going to go through the Democrats and Communists, and if anything happens, then I'll break. If not, I'll probably come back with a fascist, with whatever they're going to do, and then we'll just go from there. We're back to the fascist impulse, and the Germans have decided to do an air, and they're going to bomb London. So, yeah, we're going to put it up here because obviously the British are going to try and intercept best they can. They do have 9 flak points, so that's good for them. We got a 5 and a 4, and the Germans are sending everything. Everything they can reach. All right, looking good. So we got aerial combat. The British roll first. They have 5.4. The Germans have 6, 7.2, 7.5, which is 2 plus or minus 2. And so the British will roll first. I'm going to roll right above the combat. That's an 8. Let's get the camera up a little bit closer. That's an 8. 8 is not good. On the minus 2 column, 8 is a blank. So the Germans will roll. They get a 13 on the plus 2 column. 13 is defender aborts front fighter or front bomber. So that's going to abort that guy. Next round, I think the British are just going to abort rather than get totally slaughtered and let the bombers go through. So now we have 9 flak points. Let's see. Anti-aircraft. Anti-aircraft, 9. Enemy bombers are 3 enemy bombers. So it's the lowest one of 3 dice. Lowest one of 3 dice. So we'll roll the 3 dice. The lowest is a 1. That's 1 point. 1 point is aborted. So that gives me 8. And the Germans will roll a die. There is no plus or minus to this. It's just a straight up roll. And 8 is pretty good. 2 production points eliminated. So I will note that on the British chart that they lose 2 production points. And we will move to the Italians. I don't think they're... Oh yeah, they did that. So they took Cyprus. That's it for them. Oh, they want to try their sub action down here again. See if they get anything. So we're basically just rolling search dice for this down here. Germans haven't had their subs out yet either. An 8 and a 0. This is what I rolled. I don't think the Italians can find too much. I think that's about it. I'll move on to, oh, got a roll for end of turn. Yeah, 9 don't do it. 9 is not end of turn. Move on to the Democrats. Well, that wasn't the greatest. I think we're gonna, I don't think we want to. Should we? We're gonna try to engage the Italian fleet over here in the Mediterranean. So we're gonna flip a cruiser. And we're going to roll search dice. See if we're any better than the Italians. Well, nope, nobody found anybody because nobody has a plane that goes 4. Definitely not the Commonwealth. And definitely not the Italians. So nobody found anybody there. Though this does become a 2 because there are transports here. So the Italians did find something. So yeah, that actually, yeah. Okay, I got to figure that out. Okay, we got us the big old bloodbath here. So we come out with 87 points for the Italians, 60 for the Commonwealth, 31 ships for the Italians, 19 for the Commonwealth. The Italians have 6 surprise points, and they're going to spend 4 to do a surface action. The losses, they're going to use the last 2 to shift the Commonwealth down 1. So the Commonwealth is going to inflict 5 kills and 1 abort, 1 damage. The Italians are going to inflict 6 kills, 1 damage, and 1 abort. So, you do this every other ship. So the Italians will pick first. They'll look through the British ships, but they're going to pick the Rodney. The Rodney's pretty hard to get. It's a 2. So the British can save it from being sunk if they roll greater than a 2. They rolled a 10. So he's all set. He just gets damaged. So he's damaged. I'm going to put him up here like that to indicate he is damaged. And that's that. And then the British can select a ship. They're going to select a cruiser. Oh, the carriers are being screened. So they're going to select this. They're going to roll a die. They got to get better than an 8 to get it, not get it sunk. And it does not get sunk. It gets damaged. The Italians are going to select the Rodney again. So the 2 is no longer a 2. Being damaged, I believe it's a 3. It doesn't matter. 2 damages equals a sunk. So the Rodney is sunk. The Commonwealth will select another cruiser. This one right here. That's an 8. And he also saves from getting some. Other Commonwealth, actually, they only lost 1 battleship. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The Italians will pick another ship. And I think they got another battleship in here somewhere. I could take out a cruiser. We'll try to. they don't have, I think we're going to go for a heavy cruiser, the Exeter. Alright, so that's a 6. Well, that time he didn't succeed. He rolled a 6. So that one is sunk. And lastly, the British will pick another little cruiser. This guy right here, he's an 8. And sorry, he also is sunk. Then we have 1 damage. That will be picked by, and I think we're going to pick the Resolution. Oh no, we're going to pick the Renown. I'm going to pick the Renown for damage. So he's got to roll better than a 4. He does, so he's only aborted. I'll put him over here to designate he's aborted. And lastly, the 1 abort, the Commonwealth will select another light cruiser. And he is indeed aborted. So he'll go with the Renown to be aborted. Now it's the turn of the Italians. They got 5 sunk to deal with here. 5 sunk. The British are gonna select this ship first. The Vittorio Veneto. That is a 2. And the Italians will roll to save that. They roll a 5. He is just damaged. He'll go there. Now the Italians pick a ship. They're going to pick this light cruiser. The Abruzzi. That is a 6. And he is saved. He is only damaged. Now the Commonwealth will pick the Veneto Vittorio again. And for a sunk, he's actually going to get sunk, and he might not be sunk. No, 2 damages is a sunk, so he is sunk. And let's see, now it is the Italians' turn to pick one. They'll pick a light cruiser. This guy. And he is gone. He is sunk. And lastly, the Commonwealth will pick a 1, 2, 3, 4. Commonwealth will pick the Trieste, which is a heavy cruiser, and he saves. He's only damaged. So we got 2, and we got 1 ship that's going to be damaged. That will be picked by the Italians, the Zara. The Zara saves. He's just aborted. Alright. And that's the end of that naval battle. I think the Commonwealth actually came out on top there. Or maybe not. I think they're going to abort. Commonwealth aborts. And I will finish up the fascist impulse. And then we will... The Japanese are not doing anything. Then I will come back with anything, if anything happens in the rest of the turn. Okay, we are in impulse number 22, and we're back with the fascists, and the Germans have sorted their subs out into the Bay of Biscay, and we're going to see if we get some action. I flipped one of them over, and let's see what happens. Oh, jeez, wow, what a roll. So, the fascists have rolled a 1, and the poor Commonwealth has rolled a 9. So, let's see. I'll have to figure this out. You know, figuring out the surprise points and who intercepts what, it's probably one of the biggest pains in this game. But I'll figure it out, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, I figured this out. It's not as bad as I thought. So, we have a total of 8 surprise points for the Germans. They will spend 4 for a submarine combat. That leaves them with 4 total. We have 12 sub points and 7 ASW. So the Germans are going to move the column 2. We're going to shift over 2 to the 20 to 25 sub ASW, whatever. And he's got 8 ships. It's going to be 2 sunk and 1 damaged. And with a 7 ASW, he's going to get 2 damaged. I'm sorry. 1 damaged. 2 damaged, 3 aborted. 2 damaged and 3 aborted. So we'll do the Germans first. 2 damaged. Let's see. We'll pick this for probably. Yeah, it's going to get damaged. We'll pick that. That's a 10. Yeah, he's damaged. So he's going into the repair pool. Yeah, the Commonwealth will pick. Well, I will pick this one for damage. And he also is damaged. And then 3 aborted. We'll just roll for all 3. Go left to right. First one aborted. Second one aborted. Third one not aborted. So that's the only one not aborted. And now we have 2 sunks and 1 aborted. So obviously we're going to pick the sunkage to go convoy points, 3 of them. We'll take a tanker and 2 convoys. Alright, now the Commonwealth has another sunk to deal with. They want to take a cruiser. Yeah, we'll go with the Southampton. I gotta roll better than a 6 for it to not get sunk. And it is gone. It is sunk. And then we're going to take damage. We're going to do 3 convoy points for damage. There's 1. There ain't 3. 2, 4, 6, 8. 10. Okay, put the 10 back here, and we'll take 3 damage. He goes into the repair pool. And then we have 1. That's it. That's all we have. These are sunk. And that's the end of that. Actually damaged the German submarine fleet pretty good. That goes in the repair pool. They will probably likely be repaired. And that's going to be the end of the fascist turn. Let's see if the turn ends. Roll a die. God, this is the turn that's never going to end. A 9. We will keep going. I'll break here and see if there's going to be anything else. At this point, I don't know. That fleet's tied up. That fleet's tied up. Okay. I'll break and I'm probably going to come back with production. I don't think I see, unless I roll a 1 for weather, it's probably not going to have anything happen. So I will break right here and probably come back with a partisan roll, and then we will see about doing production. Okay, I was right. The turn ended on the 30th impulse. I never rolled more 9s and 10s in my life. Okay. We're going to start with U.S. entry. So we will start with the Italians. They're at war with the Democrat. Let's see what they get. That's a 5, which is added to 2 for Japan and the Germans, so that gives them a +1. The Japanese, that's a 6. 10, which becomes a 10, which is going to be a +3. And finally, the Germans. Well, first, I just killed all the Spanish markers. The Germans roll a 2. That's going to be a 3, 4, 5. That becomes a 5. That's a 0. So the Germans get no U.S. entry for this turn. I already rolled for the Japanese city in China they took. And I think that is it. Alright, now we're going to roll for partisans. We grab the partisan table. And we'll calculate U.S. entry for next turn to see where we're at. I think we might be able to do something with America now. I think it's really close, but I think they're there. There's been a lot of entries this turn, so where's the partisan? Here we go. Partisans, a 2. Yugoslavia, which was just conquered this turn. Nope, there's a gazillion units there. China. Let's take a look at China. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 20 is 15, so that's 1 partisan. And that's not, so that's 1 partisan. China gets 1 partisan. I gotta go see if they have some place to put it. And when I come back, we'll go over production, and that will wrap it for this turn. All right, we're at production. Okay, so the Germans, and there was a lot of oil being saved, so that did modify production somewhat. Like the Germans could have produced, I think it was 36, only they had 31 factories, so they ended up saving 5 oil, like that. Okay, Germany, 31, produced 31, started with 25, spent 33. They'll be at minus 8 for the beginning of next turn. Japan, produced 16, started with 9, spent 11. Italy, produced 11. Got an additional one for a cadre, so that's 12. I started with 3 and spent 6. The Soviets produced 14. Started with 12, spent 12. Commonwealth produced 15. They get a build point from the free trade agreement with the U.S. in addition to a build point that the U.S. sends them. So they started with 13 and they spent 13. U.S. produced 19, started with 15 and spent 16. Canada produced 5 with a cadre and a lend-lease point from the U.S. Started with 5 and spent 5. Free France produced 1, started with 1, and spent 2. And they are saving an oil every turn from their trade agreement with the Commonwealth for the oil from Burma. Okay, so that's it. I will get these guys on the production wheel, and I think that's a wrap for this turn. I'd like to thank everybody who likes and subscribes, and I like to thank people who leave comments, and I do appreciate all the views, and I will see you soon. Bye now.